Jennifer, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
How did you get into acting?
I got into acting in high school. I
Hmm.
went to Willis High School, and actually my
Really? Okay.
drama teacher was in Arsenic and Old Lace here,
Really?
Teddy, David Vila.
Oh, really?
Yes, and he was a fantastic
Uh-huh.
teacher. And doing that first play with him just got me interested in
Right.
doing play after play. So any production I could be in, I was in. Even musicals in the background because I can't sing.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that first show that you were in?
The first show I was in was called A Curious Savage.
I know. Okay, yes, I know. Okay.
Okay.
Savage.
And I was Fairy in that show. So it was just a really fun part, and I got to be outgoing and gregarious, and it seems like once you have a part that you've really enjoyed, you're hooked after that.
So have you always been in this area, or did you move away and then come back?
I grew up in Tucson,
Yes.
Arizona, but my dad's family was from the Conroe area.
Okay.
So we moved here when I was 14.
Okay.
And so I was here, went to college for a year, and my mom, my single mother, said, I'm not paying for you to fail, college. So instead of running off to join the circus, I ran off and joined the Navy. So.
Oh, really? So you're in the Navy. So where did you go when you were in the Navy?
Oh, gosh, all over. I was stationed on a destroyer, so I got to go on, they call it the Western Pacific Cruise.
The
And
cruise.
yeah. And let's see, where did I go? Hong Kong, Singapore, Thailand, Australia, 3 lovely months in the Persian Gulf.
Yeah, right.
Fiji. It was really exciting.
So what was your favorite island that you went to?
It's a tie between, I had a really great time in Australia.
Oh, yeah?
And we went to Perth and Sydney, so we got to see 2 kind of different places. And then Thailand in Patty Beach was wonderful. And it was affordable to do lots of stuff on a enlisted budget.
Oh, so you got lodging, you got food, you got travel covered.
Yeah.
So how long were you in the Navy?
4 years. I just did my 4 years, and I was ready
that was
to
enough.
Get out. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No more?
Yeah, I was done after that. Yeah.
So you have to go to the Navy. Did you come back here, or what'd you do?
I went to massage school actually in Seattle, and then after that, I moved back here. Yeah.
Seattle. So how did you like Seattle?
I love the city. I hated the weather. I'm not a rain person.
Rain, right?
Yeah, I'm not a rain person. I love the sun, so it's not good when you're a sun worshiper to live in Seattle.
Did you get a chance to do theater when you were in Seattle?
No, I didn't do any theater when I was there.
It's supposed to be really good
enough.
there. Yeah.
I know. I really didn't have any thoughts of doing theater again, really, until after I got married and I was self-employed. My husband's self-employed, and I had time on my hands. And I said, well, I think I'm going to go to Lone Star Community College.
Sure.
And just take some classes I'm interested in, theater classes, costuming, makeup, theater makeup, and started doing a couple plays there.
Get the bug again,
and
huh?
Yes,
oh, wow.
I did.
Wow. So what's your favorite role that you've ever done?
Probably either Maureen in Homefront, because for me it was a little bit more challenging. I'm not usually in the dramatic roles, so that was challenging for me, and I enjoyed that. And then I'll have to go with my first role, Fairy, because that got me.
The first time? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So what is about acting that you really enjoy?
Well, one, I enjoy the entertainment factor.
Sure.
And that's something that you get in live theater that you don't get anywhere else. You have an interaction with your audience. Yes. And that feeling that you get is just, like an adrenaline.
I know. Yes.
Adrenaline rush.
Yes, it is an adrenaline rush.
To be up there.
It's really a rush when you can't remember your line. Right?
Oh, yeah. Think quick.
But more interesting is when your fellow actors don't give you your cue line, and you're trying to figure out Where are we going? Are we coming back? And that's an interesting dance. And I think
It
of it like a
really
dance.
is.
Yes.
And sometimes scary but fun.
Yes.
You know, and how you're gonna work, things out, and also that you can do the same role, same play for, months, and every performance will be different in some way.
Yeah.
And that keeps it interesting. And the other thing is I'm an attention seeker, and if I don't want to, drive my family crazy, I better get that out some other way.
So what parts haven't you done that you'd like to do?
I would really love to do some Tennessee Williams. I mean, there's
really?
so many parts, but I'm getting a little old to be to be cast in some of those parts, so I'm gonna have to hurry. But I really enjoy his writing style, and that there is wit and comedy mixed with dramatic. So I'd like to get some more dramatic roles under my belt, I think. So yeah, more along those lines. And I haven't seen it live in theater, but I saw the August Osage County movie, and that would be a great show to be in.
So when you're not acting, what do you like to do?
As you can see from the tan, I hang out at the pool quite a bit. And animals are pets, dogs and cats. Sure. And my mom has a horse. She lives next door to us.
Wow.
So, yeah. And hanging out with the husband and mom, and, our little unit, kind of.
You guys travel now? You have more time to do that, or?
We do. We haven't done anything overseas, but my husband's a truck driver, so we get to take lots of road trips, which is great for me because I never have to drive, and I get to see all the scenery, and we get to go to a lot of different places. We just went in July. I had a Navy reunion in Ventura Beach, California. Yes. So we took a road trip and went to Tucson, visited family. Went to Las Vegas so my husband could play poker.
Oh, and yes, of course.
And then went to Ventura Beach. So, yeah, those kind of things are fun. We have a good time.
So how do you pass the time on the road? Because, that's a lot of hours on the road.
Music, always music.
Yep.
And really, that is good communication time with your
husband.
Really?
That's a lot of time.
When you're stuck in a small space and you can't get away from each other, there's stuff you talk about that maybe you wouldn't normally.
Want to or not?
You hope it doesn't end in an argument, but no, it's relaxed time. We try and be relaxed on vacation. So yeah, it's usually a good time.
There are some places that I think you can really only get there by driving. There are a lot of places, of course, you could. Is there a favorite place that you have, that you've been to, that you've driven to, and you said, man, this is great. There's no way you could ever get here.
My husband had a motorcycle,
right,
Harley, and we trailered that up to Utah and went to Moab, Utah, and then took the bike all through the Natural Bridges Park. And went on kayaks down the Colorado River. Wow. And yeah, that was a great trip. And to be on a motorcycle and just feel like you're totally enveloped by the park, and especially for somebody who's out of shape. So didn't
now who we talking about?
Didn't have to do a lot of hiking. Didn't have to do a lot of hiking.
We're assuming you're talking about your husband, not you, right?
Yeah.
What is your acting style? Do you have any particular actors or actresses that you just say, I want to be like that?
The biggies, of course, Meryl Streep, if you could ever be, anywhere close
yes.
to pulling some roles that she's had off. That would be absolutely amazing.
Absolutely, yes.
Because I love Turner Classic Movies, and I love
TCM.
watching old movies, and I drive my husband crazy.
He's not into old movies?
No, and when he walks in the black and white again.
There's some classic movies. We've talked a lot about strong women role models, but in fact, actually, the black and whites had a lot of actually very strong roles for women.
And I got to see, which she was only in a couple of roles, but Tallulah Bankhead. And she was just amazing. I could only imagine what she was like on stage, you know.
Wow.
And then people who, like an Ethel Merman, you know, that is just, she kind of was in the same role and played the same kind of roles, but what she did really, really well and had great comedic timing, I thought. So, I'm drawn more usually to the comedies. So I guess that would be those comedians who, and, another one who I love, who I'm not a huge fan of, I Love Lucy, but Lucille Ball in her movie roles in the early 30s and 40s. Yes. She was great too and had good timing. And Ginger Rogers. And not for the dancing roles.
Really? Not
for
the dancing
comedy
roles? Really?
Yes. Yeah.
How interesting.
Really. Yeah.
If you had your favorite black and white to pick, what would you pick?
The Philadelphia Story. Yes. Bringing Home Baby? No, Katharine Hepburn.
That's another Katharine Hepburn. She's in Bringing Home Baby. Yes,
yeah,
she's in that one too.
Yes.
There's a whole series.
And I love Cary Grant.
Oh, of course. Yes. It's kind of interesting, you know, as I grew up on some of these folks, I saw them at different times in their careers. Not so much as just the movies that I saw. Right. For instance, Double Indemnity. Fred MacMurray.
Oh,
See,
yes.
I only saw him as a kid in Disney-type movies. So it's all, you know, kind of sweet, kind of fun, comedic roles.
Was a great movie.
But he was a good bad guy. Oh, or even in The Apartment, which is 1962.
Yes.
What a snake.
Yes.
I'm like, this is Fred MacMurray. Oh, man. And he never got an award for that. I know.
Some really underrated actors. Oh, for sure. For sure. Another great comedian and dramatic actress, Barbara Stanwyck. I love her.
Oh, my goodness. Awesome.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. Just over the years, things. Well, like I said, Double Indemnity. You know?
Yeah. And all the way, I mean, into, I think, her 70s.
Oh, my goodness. That's right.
You know, with the TV shows and all that.
The tragic roles in Stella Dallas. Yes. All the different things that she did. Of course, the Westerns, which I really need to watch, but even still.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Westerns fan.
Not a Westerns fan, but then there's High Noon, which is not a typical Western.
That's true.
You know?
I did see that one, yes.
So all these kind of classic things. Have you been to Broadway?
Yes, I have. Let's see, what have I seen there? I've seen Rent on Broadway, and I saw Wicked on Broadway. Or maybe that was off Broadway. But anyway.
It's there. It's New York.
Yeah. It was in New York.
It's in New York somewhere. Yeah. That's fine. It is definitely different. I don't want to live there, but it is a fun place to visit.
Oh, for
Very
sure.
exciting to visit. But I have no wish to live there whatsoever.
I would be divorced if I wanted to move to New York City. So, yeah, I'm probably never going to live there.
That's okay. That's okay. We were just looking at the pricing for apartments, and their one bedroom is like from $1,000 to $7,000 a month.
Yeah.
Of course, depends where you stay, of course.
Of course, but
it's like that's ridiculous. Right?
I know. My favorite city is San Francisco, and
I love San Francisco.
Yes.
Where do you go when you go to San Francisco?
Oh, Sausalito. Sausalito is great to go over there. Mm-hmm. The pier, I love going to the pier and getting the clam chowder, sourdough bread bowl.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, yes.
That's a must.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
And then I usually go to my old haunting ground because I lived in Daly City across the Bay Bridge. Because my first duty station was in Treasure Island, which is closed down now. But that was a really interesting first duty station. Fun to be there, and they made a movie there.
They did
when I was there. Copycat.
Copycat, really?
With Sigourney Weaver and Harry Connick Jr.
Okay, yes.
They filmed all the parts of inside her apartment because she was agoraphobic. All the parts inside her apartment. Right. They built their sets in the old airplane hangars on Treasure Island. Yeah. And so I didn't get to see anyone. You know, it was very hush-hush, and you can go, you know, drive down this road or walk down this sidewalk. But yeah, so that was fun.
Man, no, it's such a great walking town.
Yeah.
I just love walking around there.
Beautiful.
It's just a beautiful place. Couldn't afford to live there.
I know. That was one of 94s when I lived there, and like I said, not even in the city, Daly City, in a little studio apartment, and it was $1,100 then.
Oh, God.
I had 2 roommates in a studio
Oh
apartment.
my goodness, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't know how anybody makes it there, but it's just I love walking there.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just great weather. I love that it's cool probably most of the time.
Right.
The hills. I don't know. The people. It's
And
very interesting.
yes, a great mix of people, and that Chinatown, going down to
I
Chinatown
love
is
walking
awesome.
Chinatown,
Yeah.
even though that's changed over time. But even still, it's
Yeah.
just fun walking Chinatown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great city.
I love that too. Yeah, if I could live close to there,
Yeah.
just have the weather, it would be nice. Yeah.
It would be, but I have a cousin who lives in Pacifica.
Mhm.
And I've seen pictures. She bought a new house a couple years ago, her and her husband.
Yeah.
And because she was pregnant, having a baby. And
Sure.
look at the pictures of my new house. And it was a nice house, but modest.
Yeah.
$750,000.
Yeah, for just a little. Yeah. And as people tell me in California, the outside is an extension of your house. You don't need a big house because you use. Well, maybe that's the excuse, but the outside is
no
an
air
extension of the house.
conditioning.
No.
Yeah. Great.
I love it. Is there any place you'd like to go that you haven't been?
Yes, I would love to go to Europe, Italy, and then England and Scotland. I have family that live in Scotland that I've never met some
Right.
of them. So,
Right.
and then Ireland. My dad's side of the family is from Ireland. Hennessy is my maiden name. So,
it's supposed to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Ireland. I've never made it to Ireland, but they say, you have to go.
I know. Yeah, I really want to go. And I have a cousin who found like a branch of our, long lost family there in Cork County, Ireland.
Right.
So that would be really interesting too, to go see the Irish Hennessy's.
Yeah. Well, mostly it's time because actually I wouldn't think that, for some reason there, Ireland, I don't know about so much Ireland, but I know London and stuff like that. It's not really all that expensive. Relative to New York or something like that.
Right.
It's just about it. Once you get there is a bit expensive, but getting there is not too bad. They want you there, but
Yeah.
staying there is a different story. But if you can stay with relatives, maybe that wouldn't be so bad.
No, and I actually, a really good friend of mine from high school, from Willis High School, lives in Birmingham, England now. So,
oh, really?
Yes, I haven't seen her in years. That would be great. And she'd probably let me, crash on her couch. Yeah.
We're coming. Oh dear. Tell me a little about Dixie Swim Club. How did you get into Dixie Swim Club?
Actually, it was a bit of a fluke. I was at home and bored, and so I haven't done a show in a couple years, and let me just get online and see what's going on in the near future.
Yeah.
And I've done a couple things at the Owen, so I got on, their website, and okay, they don't have anything coming up.
Yeah.
Go to Stage Right and get on your website. The auditions for Dixie Swim Club were that day. It was Monday. And the auditions were that night. Never read the play before. Had no idea what it was about, but I'm like, must be some kind of fate that I happened to see this today. So I just came and auditioned. And then it was funny. I didn't get a part, actually. And the woman who did get the part of Bernadette had a conflict and had to bow out. And so Amber, the director, called me and said, "Are you still interested?" Of course. And not a part that I would have normally played. So that's really fun too, to get out of your comfort zone as well. So that's how it started. And I've had a great time.
I think Amber did that deliberately. I think she cast people against type.
Yeah.
So that people were forced to work a little harder. But that's something can be very rewarding too. Yeah,
and it was very interesting doing, writing biography for our characters and, adjectives that describe, your character that you can look back on when things start getting boring or, you're like, I feel like I'm doing the same thing over, to remember really. And she has been a really good director. And like you said, getting us out of our comfort zone and working hard is not a bad thing on the stage. You get rewarded for it.
Absolutely.
So hopefully we'll have big audiences and lots of laughs and applause.
There'll definitely be plenty
of laughs. It will
all
all be worth it.
It will definitely be worth it. Is there anything in terms of technique that you learned during acting that helps you in real life?
And helped me in the military. It's helped me in school situations. is not being afraid to get up in front of people and talk.
Yep.
About it, about anything. And also, not being afraid to field questions, taking impromptu classes.
Right.
Helps you with that too. Just in everyday life. Being able to communicate better, answer questions better. I think acting always helps with that. And two, I think also helps you, if you get out of your comfort zone in acting, can help you get out of your comfort zone in other areas of life. If you take that step, take that step in the theater and, it's not so scary.
Right.
So take a step, in life that you weren't willing maybe to take in the first place.
Are you into sports?
I love basketball, and I'm a horrible player. Of course, because I'm tall, everybody tried to force me to
play basketball.
Yeah, and I'm not any good, but I love watching basketball and boxing. Oddly enough,
boxing.
Yes.
How did you get into boxing?
I don't know. I think maybe I had some anger pent up or something, and that was a good outlet to watch boxing. I never do it myself, but yeah.
Are you sure about that?
I don't like to get hurt, no.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a little difficult.
If the other person stood there like this with their arms down, then I would box. Otherwise, no.
No, boxing isn't interesting. Yeah, I always wonder how people, get particular sports. I wonder if sometimes, like I said, I like tennis. I used to play tennis. So okay, yeah, I kind of watch it. I don't watch golf. I don't, I used to watch football and baseball, but I don't know. I guess it's more fun to do than it is to watch.
It is, or to see something live. That's always more fun too. If
Absolutely.
You can go to a live game, not even professional. Just I always enjoy that more than watching it on TV.
You do tailgating parties?
No, I don't. They look
like a lot of fun,
though. They do. I have, and I've seen plenty of people posting on Facebook, friends of mine, that does look fun. It's serious. People that don't even go to the game.
I know. There's some serious eats at some of these games. Like that, I thought it was just hamburgers and hot dogs and that kind of stuff. And I'm sure there's plenty of that. But there's some
full on barbecue.
Oh, not full on. Oh my goodness, desserts. And you're like, what the heck is
They take their football seriously in Texas. Seriously. Anything for my mom used to do. I used to show horses, hunter jumper. And I don't see, how she paid for that, because it's a pretty expensive sport, and she was a single mom. Yeah. And trekked me all over the country. Wow. To do that, yeah.
So, taking care of horses, it takes a lot of time, like you said, money.
Horses do all have their own personalities, and some better than others, just like people, I guess. And the challenge is, just from a writing perspective, can you get this animal that's how many times larger than you are to do what you want them to do without hurting them?
Or hurting you.
Or, which wasn't always the case for me. I hurt myself quite a few times. And then two, the competitive nature of the sport of, can you look one, can you look one with the horse? Right. Can you jump this set of 12 jumps one and remember which way you're supposed to go around them and do them, lovely and look like it's no effort at all? It's really hard to do. And people, don't realize that's a sport that is really, difficult to do. But that people can do no matter what age. We had people that showed that were in their 60s, 70s. Wow. Yeah, that still used to show horses. So.
Wow. Do you think women have an easier time of the riding horses than men?
No, I don't think
really?
So. No. I just think it's your personality, to be honest. And you learn a lot of patience with horses. Is
that like fishing?
I'm not a big fan of fishing, but I'm sure it's the same principle.
What was your favorite competition with the horse?
There's different circuits,
Yes.
show circuits you go on, and the Tucson Winter Classic Circuit is one I used to go on, and that was always my favorite because we'd go to that circuit every year, so you made friends with people that lived all across the country that would come to these different horse shows, even, Mexico, South America, people would come all the way. And so you got to see and hang out with, a bunch of kids that you only got to see that one certain time of year.
Let me see. That sounds like a reunion. Sounds like the show, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But it is neat to just take up your friendship where you were a year ago, right?
Yes. Where you left off and what have you been doing for, the last year. And it was really fun.
You don't do the competition anymore?
I don't. Now that I have to pay for it myself, I don't do that anymore. But I do ride occasionally. Like I said, my mom has a horse, so I ride occasionally, and I've taken some lessons here and there. But no, the competition is just too expensive. Okay.
If heaven exists, what do you want God to say when you get to the pearly gates?
Probably say, "You were wrong. I do exist."
Wrong answer. Want to try again?
Glad you made it.
Fooled you.
Yeah. That might be it. Joke's on you.
Jennifer, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.